what's up? It's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you 3 different ways to close off beanies. This is my favorite style of beanie, doing a crocheted, half double crochet back loop only ribbed beanie. And there's a few different ways that you can kind of cinch them at the top, and I just wanted to share that with you. So let's get into it. Okay, so for my first beanie, it's been cinched up, slip stitched up the side, and I have not cut off the end yet. This one is going to be a cat beanie, so you can either sew along the edge or do what I am gonna do and just slip stitch along the edge. If you've never made a cat beanie, they're quite easy. You make it a rectangle instead of round, so when you put it on, these become ears. So I'm just going to keep going from where I finished slip stitching the 2 ends together, and now I'm going to slip stitch across the top. Okay, easy peasy. Now I just have to trim, weave in all my ends, turn it inside out, and it's a cat beanie. Okay, so for this next one, I've finished it off and trimmed off my ends. This one, I believe, is the closest to how you would cinch up a knit ribbed beanie. So I'm going to take a darning needle, and I want to leave a little bit of space. I don't want to sew right at the top. We're not mattress stitching this. We're going to leave just a little bit of space, one side at a time. I'm not sewing them together yet. And just weaving this in and out, and I'm going to cinch it together. Alright, now I'm going to cinch it. I'm going to go as tight as I can without feeling like I'm stretching the yarn or potentially going to break it. Then I usually like to tie it off just to keep that going. My ends that I haven't woven in yet are in my way. Now if you wanted to add a pom-pom, this would be a good spot because we have this little hole now. But if you want to close it off, now what I'm going to do is, again, just going a little bit under, maybe a little under like where my cinch line is. I'm just going to back and forth across the top. Can be a little tricky where it's thick. I'm just stitching back and forth to close up that hole. Tie it off again. trim it so I can weave in my ends. And now we've just got this little cinched bit at the top. For our last one, this is actually my favorite for a solid beanie, or if you don't mind, like, if I wanted to do this with this one, it would be like color blocking on the top. So again, I did not cut this off when I finished, which if you do, that's fine. I'm gonna start by chaining one and doing a row of single crochets all the way around. Okay, so now that I've done my one row of single crochets, I'm going to continue but decrease every 2 stitches. So I'm not chaining one to start the next row, I'm just going to start working in the round. So I will do 1, 2, then decrease by doing 2 single crochets together. So I'll yarn over, pull through once, put my hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through all 3. Then 1, 2, then decrease. And I'll continue this until the hole at the top of the hat is about a little bit bigger than a quarter. Okay, so I've gotten to this point, like I said, a little bit bigger than a quarter. I've done about 5 rows. Now I'm going to start decreasing every other stitch. So I'll do 1, then decrease. So once I've done about 1 more row around of that, the hole is much smaller, so now I'm going to start decreasing every single stitch. Now that our hole is very teeny tiny, I am just going to slip stitch, skip 1 stitch, slip stitch, and slip stitch into this one, and then into this one. And it's finished. It's not super noticeable, especially like once you're wearing it on your head. You can still see the ribbed pattern. This is really great if you want to do like a brimmed beanie. I guess we can zoom out so you can actually see the whole thing. So yeah, this for me is like the easiest because you can just keep going instead of having to stop and stitch it, but I do like the cinched one and of course the cat beanie too. So those are my 3 easy ways to close off or cinch the top of a crochet beanie. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you want to see more from me, feel free to subscribe. I post videos 2 to 3 times a month. Thanks so much for watching this one. See you next time.